Hi, my name is Marty Mazzanti, and I'm with the Produce Exchange, and we're going to prepare some wonderful Tesoro leek frittata today. And this is a dish that is amazing for breakfast, brunch, lunch, mid-afternoon, dinner. I wouldn't take it into dessert, but other than that, appetizers, it's a really amazing dish. So we're going to get a couple leeks and cut them up. This is my favorite way of cutting leeks, and more importantly cleaning leeks, is that we can wash the leek easily and get the any dirt that's in between all right, so we're going to slice just the white and the light green part of the leek. There we go. And we're going to take this over and saute this while we are preparing the tesoros and the garlic. So we've got a pan on just a medium-low heat because we don't want to brown the leeks. We want to just sweat them. We just want to make them a little translucent. So I'm using ghee. This is my favorite ghee by the Strauss family creamery, and basically ghee is clarified butter, and it burns cleaner than regular butter and doesn't impart a different flavor. It allows the flavors that are there to be more prevalent. Okay. And I think those leeks were pretty big. I'm not going to use all of them. I'm just going to use about that much. And we're going to add a little kosher salt. And we're going to add a little bit of pepper to those leeks. And we're going to go ahead and add the herbs. Today we're using some fresh thyme and rosemary. You can use basically whatever herbs you have in the garden or in the fridge. You can use dried herbs, whatever your favorites are. And for today, this is a little bit of fresh thyme, just a couple of pinches, and the same with some diced up fresh rosemary. I've used rosemary from the garden, although this time of year, this is March when we're shooting this, it's better to buy rosemary at the grocery store than the garden rosemary that comes from warm country, because you'll have more of the oils in the rosemary, and it's actually a better flavor. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit more. You can see that some of those are starting to brown a little bit. And once again, we just want to sweat them. I'm using a nonstick pan so that the frittata releases from the pan easily, and you've got to be a little bit careful with the nonstick pans in that they'll tend to run a little bit hot. Okay, so I've got that all the way on low. Let's go over and slice up some tesoros and prepare the garlic. Okay, we're going to slice up 2 to 3 tesoros, or we're going to dice up, I should say. I'm just going to cut the end off. I'm going to use 3 tesoros because, as you can see, these are a little on the small side today. And if they're larger, just a couple tesoros diced are plenty. And you can see the best thing about using tesoros is how beautifully these tomatoes dice up. And these are really ripe. You can see that they're a little bit on the soft side, and for our purposes here today, that's really perfect. I've had these actually here on my kitchen counter for about a week. Tesoros, as they ripen and even when they're a little shriveled, have the best flavor. For a salad, you probably want to eat them a little bit on the less mature side, or the when they're a little fresher. But as they age, boy, for cooking, they're amazing. And I actually think that that's probably about enough. So I'm going to stay with just 2 tesoros diced. And then I'm going to slice, for going on top of the frittata, I'm going to slice 2 more. And here we go. The end off. And then the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to press the garlic. You want to press the garlic just before you saute it, not before, so that it doesn't oxidize and get bitter. And I have a wonderful Kuhn Rikon, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, press that I really love. It does a great job. And then we're going to go ahead and throw this in the pan. You can see that I actually got the pan, as hard as I tried, I got the pan a little bit too hot. We've got some brown leeks. It'll be just fine, but I prefer to just have them translucent. And so let's change that. If you're using a nonstick pan, which you really need to for the eggs, so that the frittata will easily release from the pan, change that to a low heat instead of medium-low heat. Change that to low heat. Boy, I'm getting the fragrance of the garlic, and I want to get that garlic separated out so that it distributes nicely in the eggs. This is just smelling so good. Okay, we're going to let that go for just about another 30 seconds while we quickly stir up the eggs. I've got 6 eggs here that we're going to add a little bit more kosher salt and some pepper. And we're going to mix those up. We're going to add a couple tablespoons of milk, 1, 2, and mix that up. And we're going back over to the pan with our diced tesoros and our eggs. We're going to put the tesoros in just enough to warm them up. We don't really want to cook them. We want that fresh tesoro flavor. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a warming here. And then I'm going to take this pan off heat for a second to add the eggs. We don't want the eggs to heat up too quickly. We want to heat them very slowly. And so here we go with our 6 eggs. And we'll just kind of mix that up just a little bit. Here we go. And now I'm going to put that back on heat, which is just low heat anyway, all the way on low. And we're going to add a cup of shredded cheddar. And distribute it evenly throughout the frittata. There we go. And then we're going to take our 1/4 cup of Parmesan, oh yum, and sprinkle that evenly over the frittata. And then we've got the sliced tesoros, and first we're going to put them so that each slice of the frittata, we slice it like a pie, is going to have one slice of tesoro very beautifully in the center of it. And then we'll put a few here in the center. You can never have too many tesoros. Isn't that gorgeous? And now we're going to put this in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Well, it sounds like our frittata is ready to be checked. It's been 15 minutes, and oh, it looks perfect. There we go. So I'm going to take that now and just run a spatula around the edge to make sure it's ready to come out. And then we're going to do the double plate trick. I'm going to get another glove so I don't burn myself in this process. We're going to basically do that, and then we're going to do that. Oh, a little bit sloppy, but there we go. We recovered, and there we have Tesoro Frittata. So we're going to cut a pie-shaped slice. And let's give that a taste. Here you have Tesoro and leek frittata, and it is mwah! Thanks for watching. Oh yes, one more thing. If you want to add some prosciutto, some pancetta, some bacon, some diced up Italian sausage, or even breakfast links, awesome addition. You can grill some pasilla peppers or some Anaheim peppers, skin them. Wonderful addition. You can get really creative. In the Italian way of doing frittata, basically you've got eggs, you've got an onion or a leek, and you've got tomatoes, and of course we have Tesoros, and anything else that's in the refrigerator. It's a very casual thing. It's sort of like risotto. Just what's the risotto of the day? It's the risotto of whatever's in the fridge. So be creative and enjoy your Tesoro Frittata. Thanks.